So that was your video game nerd movie. How'd you like it?
Yeah.
Alright, so Kevin's going to come up and answer some questions and do a little bit of story time. Before we get to that, I just ask everyone who's in the theater, if you can take your garbage with you when you go, there's some trash cans on your way out that would help us out a lot. Alright? Cool. Thank you guys. Big hand for Kevin Finn, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, was he playing the scientist?
Was that all right? I'm glad you liked it. It's really good to hear you guys laugh. I just want to thank Mark and Tom Bravo and the Royal Theater for screening that most of them found it awesome, in my estimation. Does anyone have any questions about the movie? Boom, right there in the middle.
Is it true that this is the film that inspired J.J. Abrams to return to models and puppets?
Exactly. You're welcome, JJ. Wherever you are.
How did it get?
The Alien was made by a really cool group of characters up in Los Angeles, Canoga Park-ish area. RBW, Russell, Balzer, and Woodruff. They're a very, very talented group of people. Their dad, David Woodruff's dad, actually won the Oscar for Alien. So it's kind of a lineage of awesome. So the guy that made the Alien and Aliens, his son made our Alien, which is pretty cool. So you know, he's kind of a gnarly little styrofoam guy whose battery died every 10 minutes. So we'd have to constantly switch and like, all right, it's working, go, shoot, shoot, shoot. He would die. So anytime you saw the alien not talking, it was because the battery was dead. Let's hear it from the ladies.
Can you name exactly how many cameos from how many sources were in that movie, the number?
How many do you think?
I counted probably close to 12, but I think it might be more than that.
There were 119. I made that up.
I knew it.
I'm not sure. 12 is more than I counted. I don't know. No, there's quite a few. Who saw Doug? Did anyone see Doug? Yeah. There was a Lloyd Kaufman. There was Keith F. Carey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. That's a good one. That's like $1 million one. Did anyone see the Glitch Gremlin?
Yes.
I got glitches and be riches. By the way, if anyone doesn't know, I played the Glitch Gremlins. I played the Ninja. I was in countless Cinemassacre movies that aren't the Nerd, and so on and so forth. I also was the tinfoil wall guy that put the tinfoil back on the wall. I don't know if you can tell. The beard's fucking me up. Green in the back.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of practical effects in the movie. What do you think was the most inventive and your favorite?
My favorite practical effect. The one that fucked us up the most was, maybe my least favorite, was when he got his second arm chopped off in the elevator. We had no time for that one. It put us like way behind schedule. That for some reason took forever. Cool, man. I don't know. I think when like the carts fly out of the ground, that was just on strings. We were debating on leaving strings or like rotoing them out. We decided to roto them out. But so it's like a quasi-practical. But I think it's kind of a magical way to kind of wrap up the movie. So it gives me the chills when I watch it. So I like that one. Whoa. Do it again. Do it again. Someone threw their voice. Alright, never mind. Here you go, nurture.
How long did it take to do the effects?
The effects, as far as visual effects, took 2 years. And I apologize about that. But when you have, I think we were the first film to like crowdsource like 80, 90 people from around the globe to just kind of mail us effects. So we're like, oh, here's a shot, Amsterdam, here's a shot, Denmark. And when you're not paying anyone, it takes like a really long time because they're like, I'm doing Spider-Man right now, I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay. When you have time. So 2 years later, we got basically everything done. Go for it.
Were there any other setbacks in the production besides the effects?
All of them. Every day. I think every single shot was a setback in some way, which is just part of the course. But any major setbacks? Jeez, man, there were so many. The visual effects is taking so much longer than we thought. God, I think just everything. Everything was like a huge setback. And I apologize it took 7 years. We really wanted to get to you faster than that. Someone in the back, white shirt.
So the whole dig with Death Moth and
Death
glasses. How do you say his name?
Death Moth.
Death Moth.
The pronunciation is important.
The glasses, and when the beam shot up into the heavens, into space, was this representing him finding humor, and that was what unlocked his, that was the one hidden meaning, or? What's the story behind that whole hidden meaning?
What do you think? Do you think it's humor?
A lot of his humor. I think it's just humor is behind it all.
The problem I have with it is that it's way, way, way outside the boundaries of human experience and existence, so I can't comprehend it. But the fact that you can comprehend it just means that I've underestimated you. Who do we got here? Right there in the front.
There'd be so many
What do you think
hours.
the chances are of this movie winning an Oscar?
It was nominated for a Razzie 3 years ago, so I was kind of proud of that, because it's bad as the new good now. For sure. I think this movie proves that. Stripes in the back.
Yeah,
How come?
so you've been James been friends for a long time.
Well, that was an interception. Good job, man. Keep going.
So how did he approach you to this project to actually make the movie?
Yeah, like you said, James and I have been making movies for about 20 years together. We met in art class in high school. He comes into the room and the art teacher introduces us, and she was like, "Hey, this is James Rolfe. He's new to school, and he makes movies like you." And I was like, "Whoa, someone else makes movies." And he's like, they were like, "Hey, he makes horror movies in his backyard." So like, and horror houses. So I saw this like haunted house in the backyard. So then. Fast forward, we go to college together, then I moved to Los Angeles in 2006, and he calls me up and he's like, "I'm thinking about doing this game, E.T. Extraterrestrial, for my 100th episode." And I'm like, "Oh, why is that?" He's like, "It's the worst game ever told." And he starts talking like Cooper, and I'm like, "Oh, it is." And then he's like, "And there's even this like myth that's like a landfill." And I'm like, "No shit." He's telling me about games that got buried in the desert. I'm like, "That's kind of a movie, bro." And we've always been talking about doing a feature, so let's make a feature of this. And so he's like, "Okay." If you know him, he says, "Okay," and then you do it. And that's that. 7 years later. Black shirt. Yeah, it's your chance.
I have a question. How did you get access to a tank or vehicle with like treads? Like, is that like
Camera or
just
something.
like flying randomly? Like, oh, there's this.
The hardest part, we had to break into Area 51. Now, I want to give it up to our producer, Sean Keegan, who is also a childhood best friend of James and I. We magically kind of grew together and just constantly would make things together. But he's, in my opinion, the best producer in Hollywood. And my best friend along with James. And he's kind of unstoppable. We wrote a script. And at one point I was just like, "James, do you think," a lot of times I was like, "Do you think we should write it this way?" And he was like, "Yeah, I just want to write everything I've ever wanted to write in a movie." I was like, "All right, let's just do it." And then we gave it to Sean, and he's like, and we're like, "We need a tank." I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "We need a spaceship." He's like, "All right." He's like, "And we only have like $200,000 to do it." He's like, "Okay." And then we show up, and there was a tank there, so it's like, this morning, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he stole it. He probably stole it. White shirt in the middle. Is that a nerd costume?
Yeah.
Nice work.
I actually have two. One small, one large.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Double dipping.
One of the blogs James talking about getting permits is a real bitch. Like, wanting to take permit from a tree, and I get permission from the squirrel. So I want to know, what was the hardest place to get like a permit from?
Area 51. Most top secret base in place in the movie world.
Can we possibly get one line of you as a ninja or a good friend?
Okay. I'll do one of each. My personal favorite. Let's see. If you... I can't remember. A cherry blossom that gets eaten by the possum. Isn't that awesome? No, and then the good sight. And then the good gremlin would be my first favorite is. Oh no, the cutie, keep it away, keep it away. And then my all-time favorite Glitch Gremlin is if you're going to blow in this game, then you can blow me. So yeah, James is my favorite director to work under, but he's also the cruelest. Like he'll like put you through misery. I had the flu, I think, when I made the Glitch Gremlin, and he didn't give a fuck. He's a slave driver. Yeah, exactly. What did you say?
The good boy Chris I don't care if that's.
Oh, the Glitch Gremlin again? Which one? Oh, yeah, he did. We're having a conversation. I love that. How's your mom? Transfer your mom's hole. Oh, no, I didn't do that. In poor taste. Let's see. Right over here.
Yeah, I was watching some of his videos about the making of the movie, and he was very surprised about how daunting it was.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
yeah, so is it something you guys would do again?
Oh yeah, we have to. We have no choice. It's like reviewing bad games. You just have to make another movie. Yeah, I have plans to do a comedy heist coming up here. It's already written. I'm just going to get started on it. And James and I talked about doing maybe a horror movie together. He's got like 6 feature film ideas. He's a man with a lot of ideas. It's going to be hard to figure out what he wants to do next, but he's going to do it. He's the hardest working person I've ever met.
Sequel!
Dude, the thing about the sequel, well, I think we need to have like a break in between. Maybe we'll make something different. It's kind of like the Batman break. Like, you know, you don't make 2 Batmans in a row. You make a different thing. But I think if we were going to do another Angry Video Game Nerd, it would be Angry Video Game Nerd 2. I can't believe it's mixed butter. She'll come back. She was like, I just went into a vortex into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. And something like that. I know. Just stop me when one more. Okay, one more.
Over here.
Who's the biggest AVGN fan? Just who is it? Who's the biggest nerd fan? Black shirt right there.
You said like Aaron Free, who is like a guy that's big Hollywood movies. How do you get involved?
It's kind of funny because a lot of people like the nerd, man. They just do. And people came out of the woodworks that are like famous VFX people and famous, like, the guy that did Independence Day did our sound effects. And like, and Bear McCreary just hits up James and he's just like, hey, I really like your stuff. Let's do the what was it, the Grinch that Stole Christmas together episode. And they were like, okay. And then that was kind of just a little teaser because they were like, let's keep doing stuff. And so we couldn't find anyone obviously better to do the music because he's like the best person in Hollywood, in my opinion. He's the man. But I think that's it. So thank you so much, guys. Ampersand.
Time to go home, but you can't stay here. Eric can file out.
We're gonna go take a look at the Sega Genesis that I got when I was in America. I'm watching you, Gabe. This video has been approved for your ass!